What is going on, everybody? It is Tyler, also known as TheKeybladeMaster 326, and welcome to the first of possibly many podcasts I'm going to be doing for you. What is going on, guys? I am joined by some of my good friends, Max and Jeremy. Say hey, guys.
What's going on?
How you doing?
And to kick off my little podcast series I want to start up, by the way, I'm going to be starting a podcast. Hope you guys are looking forward to that. But for the first one, last week we had a little event go down. And that's E3. And we all got together, we were talking about it, and we were saying that, we wanted to talk about some of the games that were revealed, that were announced, that all this kind of stuff. And where'd you guys want to start out with?
I definitely want to start off with the big reveal that I think is the introduction and announcement of Microsoft's new console. Officially now, not the Scorpio, but the Xbox One X.
I will say the Scorpio is a much better name.
I do, yeah, I agree. But the X does sound cool, though.
Yeah.
It does, it's got a nice ring to it.
I think Microsoft has a fetish for X's. I know it's called Xbox, but come on.
So, yeah. They could have been bold and, created another name, but I guess they wanted to stick close to home and keep some kind of X to it. This console is amazing, and I think finally a lot of people are going to stop making a bunch of jokes about PS4 being the most powerful console now. It looks like Microsoft has stepped up the game, and we now have a very 4K, high definition console that could, with I believe 6 teraflops.
Mm-hmm.
This engine is very, very, very powerful, and this makes Sony turn their heads in shame of what they put out with the PS4 Pro.
Not to mention a lot of things happening. Said the ability to play backwards compatible with the original Xbox games.
Right.
So it's supposed like when PS4 came out, it's like, okay, they're not doing that. But then they started doing that, like, oh, you have to be online at all times. And Xbox is really homing on the word home console. It's connecting every generation of consoles from the original Xbox to the 360. And your Xbox One is not even going to be obsolete. You can still use those to play the other games. It's not a full generation jump. It's just half a generation.
I do agree. I do think Xbox is going in the right direction with all they're doing with the backwards compatibility, going far before the Xbox 360 and going back to the original Xbox. But a lot of people have been saying that they're turned off by this new Xbox because of the price.
$500.
The thing with that is, I can see where people are coming from with the sense that, okay, it's $500, but the thing is, it's not a next-gen console. It's the step 2 of the consoles we have now, so that's why people are turned off against it. But I was on that bandwagon at first, too, because I was like, wow, $500 for just another Xbox One? I was like, whoa. But then I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and look into the specs. And like you said, the specs are basically double what the Xbox One S was.
Yes.
Full 4K HD gaming. That right there is a sell for me.
Yes.
Even though it is like $500, it's a bit of a reach, but I feel like it's fair for what they're offering with the specs and all that stuff.
I definitely agree. I think a lot of people were turned off with that $500 price point. A lot of people need to understand, who is this console for? And like Max was saying, you can still play your Xbox One game. And like you said, too, it's just a phase 2 of the Xbox One. Nothing's really changing besides, engine power, graphical power, and other things, too. But this is for people that want an ultimate gaming experience. And you don't really have to drop that $500 if you don't, want to upgrade. This is kind of like what, PC gamers do every, 10 years or so?
Not even that. It's every 15 years, because when the GTX 1000s came out, you're like, oh, I can do it now, because it was a big upgrade from the 900s to 1000s. But the thing with the Xbox One X, it's like Microsoft is listening. Microsoft is like, okay, 500 is steep, we get it, but I would not be surprised given the next few months when it's getting closer to release date. November, right? I want to believe.
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like what they did with the Xbox One when it's about to come out, they said, okay, turn your Xbox One in, and we'll give you a good portion for it.
Yes. So not to cut you off, I actually explained that to my friend, and I had told my friend, I was like, I've had my personal Xbox One since launch.
The day it came out. Yep.
So soon as Microsoft says, hey, you can trade your console in, which we know they're all going to do. They did it for the PS4. They did it for the Xbox when the Xbox S came out. Traded in. We know that's going to happen. I'm ready and willing to turn my stuff in and upgrade. And my friend, he wants to keep his Xbox One.
There's no reason to.
Yeah.
It's not like from the 360 to the Xbox One where like there are distinct differences between the consoles. Mm-hmm. So like I have the 360 and the original Xbox for nostalgia reasons, as well as like I couldn't play my old Xbox games up until now.
Right.
But that's what I was about to say
like,
too.
The Xbox One to the Xbox One X, it's not too much of a big jump between to make a difference.
That was a good point. That was one thing I was actually going to bring up, and you took the words right out of my mouth. But yeah, the Xbox One X, I was, at first, I'm going to be honest, my last impression of it was that, I was a bit upset with the price, but after hearing about the trade-in deal they're going to be doing, after hearing with all the backwards compatibility, even your talk about the home console they're trying to bring back, I'm looking forward to it. And I know Jeremy over here is going to be getting it soon.
Definitely. And I think another point, especially with the Microsoft conference, is that, we didn't get a lot of exclusives. And I think, Max, you brought up this point earlier.
Yeah, we were talking about this off mic. The fact is, people are like, oh, there wasn't that many exclusives. I mean, we got Sea of Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. Is there more? Anthem's not.
Anthem has been confirmed to be on PlayStation 4.
So yeah, it's not exclusive. So is Sea of Thieves the only one? Off top of your head?
Off the top of my head, that's the only thing I can think of.
So as far as like, people are like, oh, what's going on? Microsoft, you released a console but no games. Just like the Xbox One release. You had 2 games at launch? But here's the thing. They're probably waiting, because all these games that are coming out this fall have been in development for 3 years plus now.
Right.
So they're like, okay, let the console release, and then next E3 will come right out of the gate with all of our exclusives.
Oh, we can't forget that the development kits had been sent out since since they had started working on when it was called Project Scorpio. So definitely, we know right now that we have gaming company studios working on these games and working on games to be established for the Xbox One X. So yeah, like you said, we're really not going to hear anything till E3 2018, and I'm excited for it. I just want I'm glad that I can play Final Fantasy 15, and also I want to say that even if you don't have a 4K TV, which a lot of people don't have because it's very expensive, which is understandable. Xbox One has promised to do something where it scales it close to 4K, and
not 4K.
But not 4K. It's called super sampling. First time I ever heard of it. But with that's like, okay, take my money.
Yeah, that was one of the only reasons I did not want to get. One of the reasons I was like, I don't think I should get an Xbox One X. I don't have a 4K TV. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay. Now hearing that, I'm like, okay, I'm all aboard. There's no reason to keep my Xbox One.
Exactly.
I feel the same way about that. The fact that they're giving you that, not 100%, but 95% of that experience. I feel like it's good. But moving on from the consoles, let's get back into...
I do have one more point for the Xbox One X, then we can jump over. It's a giant transition from, like, not giant, but, like, it's a big enough transition for graphic fidelity, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Here's the problem. Why do we still have 1 terabyte of memory? The Xbox One came with 1 terabyte.
I feel like that's the memory... The
space issue?
Actually...
It's 1 terabyte, I looked.
You sure?
Yeah.
It is 1 terabyte, yeah. But the thing is, I feel like that space issue, like the issue with the space thing from like the get-go. I feel like when the next wave of next-gen consoles comes out, I think that's when we're going to get our base 2 terabyte consoles.
Not to mention, the Xbox One X is significantly smaller than the Xbox One.
It is. I was looking at the specs earlier, and it's actually slightly bigger than the Xbox One S.
Yes.
It's a little bit bigger than Xbox One S.
Which is also small, too.
That was the smallest one. Well, anyway, let's move on to some more software-type deals now. Now, I know a lot of us, or actually all of us, were really excited to see that rad Battlefront 2 gameplay. My first impression, when I first saw the reveal trailer and the gameplay trailer that was revealed at E3, I was like... It's more. That's what I was so excited about, is seeing actually more content in this game than the previous game did. Mm-hmm. And seeing all these eras come together, seeing the combat in action and that classic Battlefront feel. I'm really excited for it. And seeing these classic heroes come back, man, oof, I'm excited for it. What do you guys think of it?
First off, I wasn't the biggest fan of Star Wars Battlefront.
Nobody was. It's okay.
The next gen, of course, not the classics, but very disappointed. And this is coming from a person that didn't really play, the Battlefront type games. And I was very impressed by the graphics because I think EA does very good with the graphics, but the gameplay I just didn't care for it, and it was just too much to try to understand, and it wasn't like a pick up and go like you can do with kind of Call of Duty. I mean, you can customize your guns and characters and stuff, but Battlefront had a bunch of stuff in it that I didn't think was worth it. This game looks like it's worth it. Take my money, EA. You did a great job. First of all, we're seeing a lot more Star Wars characters. We get to see Rey and Darth Maul now.
And Kylo Ren.
Exactly. Kylo Ren. Yoda. And we also have a solo campaign story.
Indeed.
I'm sold right there.
Like, here's the thing I love about this as far as, like, because when George Lucas was in production for Star Wars and they finished the prequels, they're like, okay, let's try and distance ourselves as far away from the prequels as possible. Let's not talk about it. Let's not think about it. So, but then they did Clone Wars, and people were like, okay, I like this era. I want to come back to it. It's interesting. But when they put enough time into it, it's right. If you think about it, this whole entire thing we saw about the Battlefront 2 is all Clone Wars era. People want to see the Clone Wars era because people are getting tired of the whole Rebel shit. It's kind of getting boring. Like, yes. It's been used since the 70s and on. They have a new cartoon about it. Well, not new, but they have a cartoon about it. The newer series is kind of the same thing, Rebels versus a bigger hierarchy. Not saying the storylines they're saying, I'm not going down that rabbit hole, but it's roughly the same thing.
Yeah.
So people are excited to see an actual war between two powerhouses, which makes good video games because you have a lot more content to draw from.
And even off the gameplay, I when I first saw the gameplay, of course it does look similar to the original Battlefront, which I don't mind, but because people were saying that, the haters, it looks the same, it doesn't look better.
So does Destiny 2.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, that's what people aren't understanding, is that there's so much more to this game than the previous one. It's actually worth your $60 or $70 if you're going to get the deluxe edition.
I also want to add that the campaign is actually canon to the Star Wars mythos right now.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yes.
That's interesting.
I don't know what EA did. I don't know if some money was thrown at the table, but whatever y'all did, good job. Take my money. And I think that's what's going to grab a lot of fans who didn't buy the first Battlefront. They're going to come and get this specifically for that story, especially because some people, they don't want to play the multiplayer. They want it for that story. They want to find some kind of connections to the movies, and we're going to get that apparently.
Let's talk about the biggest elephant in the room: free DLC.
Oh yes.
No more season passes.
Yes.
That is probably the biggest information for the game, because that's the one thing. Like when the first game came out, they're like, "Oh, okay, there's nothing here." Oh wait, I just spent $50 extra to get a bunch of extra content? No, thank you.
That's what I didn't like about it, was that because when the game first came out, games nowadays, you expect them to have expansions and all this kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, maybe I don't want the season pass yet. There's certain games where I know I'll buy the season pass hands down. But for Battlefront, when it came out, I was like, maybe I'll wait. And then the first DLC comes out, I'm like, okay, it looks good. Let me buy it. Nope, can't spend $15. It's like, you've got to spend $50. Because we got 3 other packs come in that you better like. And I'm like, no thank you. I'm good. I'm not going to do that. So that's what I didn't like about it. But now that they're adding free DLC, that's going to bring in a bigger market. Yep. People are going to be attracted to that. It's like GTA. Look at all the free updates GTA had.
Halo 5 is one of the first games not one of the first games, one of the biggest games recently to do this. Free DLC. They got most of their money from microtransactions, which is not a problem if you do them the right way.
Yes.
Microtransactions, when they're done for cosmetics and stuff like that,
Halo 5 did them right.
That's when microtransactions is done well.
I did like that, yeah.
Though then again, you do need to buy some packs in Halo 5 if you want to collect everything by the time you're dead. So,
but they did it right.
Yeah,
they
did it right.
So that's our take on Battlefront 2, and we want to stick with EA here and move on to Anthem. Anthem was, I think, amongst the entire gaming community, the biggest winner of E3 because of how new, refreshing, and just how good it looked.
Yes.
I'm excited to see how this customization, this open world exosuit game is going to play out. What do you guys think?
Tyler. Gundam meets Mass Effect right there. There you go.
Oof.
Not to rain on the parade, but let's take this game with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
Games have done this. Games have put out amazing choreographed trailers,
Yes.
and the game has come out and being completely piles of heat garbage.
Well,
So,
first of all, let me just say something. This is not just EA.
no, it's
This
not. It's
is
BioWare
Mhm.
behind some of the most amazing narrative games ever.
Exactly. Knights of the Old Republic.
The Bioshock franchise.
Bioshock. No,
Not-
that's not Bioshock. I don't think BioWare is Bioshock.
I'll look up, but you keep talking.
Yeah, but definitely the biggest, Mass Effect. And
Oh yeah, that was the name, Mass Effect. Not.
but I'm sorry, that trailer blew me away, Tyler. It blew me away, and just this new IP looks very promising. I don't think BioWare. You see, on a dollar, it really says "In BioWare We Trust." You know, so I'm going to trust in BioWare.
That's 2K games. Sorry for BioWare.
Yeah.
For Bioshock. They both have Bio in their name.
I do have to say, since we're talking about BioWare here, I remember it's a little off the topic, but not really. But I just want to kind of talk about their company and what they kind of mean to me. I kind of started with Mass Effect a little bit later. I started with 2, then I worked my way up, went back to play the other ones, and when Andromeda had come out, I got it the day it launched, and it's refreshing to see to open up a game, and you open it up not expecting to have anything more than a disc and like maybe a little piece of paper with something on it, but in it, you open it up and you get a note, and it's it's a mass-produced note, but still, it's the fact of the matter is that they put a note in there saying, look, to all of our fans who this is their first BioWare game or you've stayed from the beginning, this is for you. We make games for you, and we do all this for our fans. I have the utmost respect for that company because they go the extra mile to let their fans know that they appreciate them.
Even after Andromeda's distant failure?
Even after the failure, that doesn't matter. They still said, we appreciate our fans, and we will do the most we can physically possible to make your entertainment experience the best it can be.
Andromeda was a case of pushed out too early. Simple.
I mean,
some of the graphics were like the whole eye thing. The eye glitch.
they I will say this, and it does go to the sense that they put out an incomplete game, but they did fix that.
Yeah,
a lot of the facing.
It didn't take them long to do. So
let me say one thing. I've been playing Andromeda for a while now, and still have yet to beat it because my time is not a lot these days. But first of all, one of the most beautiful looking games on next gen console period since Xbox One and PS4 has come out. Beautiful games. Now the facial textures, everybody made a big deal about it because of course since Mass Effect is a story based game, you're going to see a lot of cutscenes where you're talking a lot, and it's going to kind of get annoying.
Yeah.
But besides that, and that's really you're just in your regular technical glitches and stuff like that. Mass Effect Andromeda is a great game. I enjoy it.
Is it the best out of the franchise or no?
The best looking, the best combat in the Mass Effect, but best story and so far in my eyes would be Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 3 was up there too, but we all know what happened with the ending, but we're not going to talk about that. But just to go back to Anthem though, I saw like a big giant improvement from Mass Effect with Anthem. And like you said, yes, the trailers can be choreographed, but this looks like an answer to Destiny 2.
Destiny 2?
Yes.
Did you what do you mean by that?
This looks it's gonna be just like Destiny 2, but
like what Destiny should be?
Yes.
Okay.
I think 4 to 8 player groups, I think.
I didn't hear that,
I'm wrong, but at least I know it's 4 player groups for the most part, teaming up and taking on missions. Open world sandbox. Destiny 2 is not an open world sandbox.
No, it's not. It's a go to one place and load for 5 minutes and then do that consecutively.
Giant arena. This looks amazing. All I can say is I can't wait. I can't wait to hear more about it. I hope the customization is where it needs to be, because will say I like playing with black people. I'm black. I like playing with black characters when I make my characters. Just like I know if someone was white, they want to make a white character, or it depends, whatever. I just like a lot of customization of my RPGs, like making them. Andromeda, you went down some points for that, but still, because my dude kind of looks Asian, but still.
I guess you don't like the division then.
Don't get me started on Ubisoft.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that game, but those are, I think, the biggest winners of like the biggest of EA. We also had a look at, just to kind of like rush over. We had the announcement of The Crew 2, which I was kind of a little like what when I heard about it, because
I didn't even know The Crew 1 did good enough.
I did hear. I mean, like, just to kind of get quick about that. The Crew did good from launch, and then it kind of branched down. Then they released the complete edition with all the DLCs. Then it picked back up, then went down. There was like a kind of small loyal fan base, and then all that. But I mean, I think of course, the biggest winner of EA had to have been new Anthem. Mm-hmm. But the nostalgia feeling was Battlefront 2 because it's redemption factor for them from their Battlefront 1 mistake. Mm-hmm. And I want to go from EA to Bethesda, and then I want to go ahead and say that I do not think Bethesda was a fail, even though everyone's been saying it was. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say, because people were saying that it's a utter and complete failed conference for them. I do not agree with that at all, for the simple fact that we've gotten games such as Wolfenstein 2, which I've played the first one, absolutely liked it. We also got Doom VR. We got the announcement of Fallout VR. Skyrim for the Switch, which I wasn't that. It's whatever. They're just porting Skyrim on every console now, which is fine. I don't mind. But the thing is, people were saying that Bethesda was a fail because we didn't get a new Fallout or we didn't get a new Elder Scrolls.
Didn't the last Fallout come out like the 2014 when the Xbox One launched?
Exactly. I mean, and it's like
Halo 6 is not even coming out yet, so calm down.
We're just going to be getting Morrowind for Elder Scrolls.
That's already out.
Yeah, that's already out. And then, so we just had that. Fallout 4 literally just came out 2 years ago.
2.5 years. Almost 3 years ago.
Yeah. So why would you expect anything for this series?
Well, people get bored too easily. Like, the problem with games nowadays is games don't have the lasting ability as they used to have.
Well, no, I mean, yes and no, but I'm not going to say, but they didn't fail their conference because they didn't.
No.
Yeah, I think,
take your time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, take what you can get. I mean, don't like, literally, if you're a fan of Bethesda, don't bite the hand that feeds you. I mean, stop insulting the company that makes some of the greatest games of all times. But, as we can see, we've got Wolfenstein 2 coming out, Doom VR is coming out later on, Evil Within 2, which I don't know if you guys were a fan of the first one.
No,
didn't play it.
And you didn't play it. And then what else we got?
Not really a horror guy. I'm a horror guy when it comes to games.
I'm not, I'll play them with friends just to kind of,
or watch live streams of them. But
that's fun too. We got a Dishonored DLC. We got, like I said, Skyrim for the Switch. I think one of the coolest things they did was the Creation Club for Bethesda, because that's a heavily modded community, which is not a bad thing.
That's the thing. But like, mods are what take older games and revive them.
Oh yeah, when I remember when mods came out for Fallout 4, man, the people that were still on that game, people flocked back just to try out the mods, and they have.
I mean, some of the biggest games out there are mods.
I think,
or mods of mods.
The biggest thing Bethesda did was bring mods to the console.
Mm-hmm. That was big.
Because I'm not a PC gamer, and I always wanted to play with a Final Fantasy like Buster Sword, and I was getting jealous, and I wanted to play with lightsabers. Now I could just go to Fallout 4 and download the mods and play with them straight through the console.
Yeah, that's the one problem. The day that consoles get easy access as mods just as much as computers, that's gonna be that there's no longer a gap between the two, except for the mouse and keyboard. That's about it.
Now, since we've talked about like the small companies like that, but let's talk about like the bigger ones such as Sony, which I was excited about. They had a very good conference, I agree, and I think they're one of the biggest of E3 this year. Jeremy, I know we got to go look at that new Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Yes.
I know you are really excited about that.
Oh my God. First of all, let me say one thing. One of the major reasons I got a PS4 was because of Kingdom Hearts, but we all know that's going to be is multi-console. But Uncharted is one of my favorite. I'm an action adventure guy. Nathan Drake, you the boss. But to know that it's the story is going to continue whether there's Nathan Drake or not. And, I'm looking really forward to this new kind of, what would we call this? Like an expansion DLC or something? Or
I would say I'm not
it's a
going to
branch off, I think.
Yeah, I'm not going to go and say it's like a total spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but it kind of is when you think about it. It's in the same universe, and all that, just a different character, just from a different character's perspective. I would say a branched off kind of expansion.
Okay.
If that to the fourth game, which, I mean, that's the thing, and I'm looking forward to it because it's a full. I mean, that's what I like. It's a full game.
Yes.
It's something that's coming to us. We're gonna be able to play. What's most interesting is that we're gonna see through the eyes of a new character.
Yes, we are.
For the last 4, it's been your boy Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
But looking through the eyes of someone different is really gonna give us a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about my games. Whenever you kind of change things up like that.
Yes.
It's really interesting to see. And so we got that, and then one of the things I was excited. I mean, look, there was a lot that Sony revealed that I was excited for, but I, for one, absolutely loved Horizon Zero Dawn. I thought it was such a great game. It was hyped perfectly because I know this was like everyone was looking forward to this and all that kind of stuff, but it lived up to the hype. And they're actually coming out with an expansion, which is kind of sooner than I thought. Because there was no, as far as I know, there was no season pass for the game. Because I got the deluxe edition. You got a couple new things like armor and all that stuff. But the expansion is going to be called the Frozen Wilds, and it's kind of like an expansion to the story from the base game. You explore this new region. Kind of reminds me of how the DLCs work for Fallout. Okay. You go explore a new region. You do missions there. You find new creatures, all the mechanized beasts, which I'm looking forward to seeing new. Since they added the mechanized beast, they have so much potential of creativity for forming these monsters, and it's like it really surprised me. So I'm looking forward to that. Have you guys touched?
Oh, I've definitely played Horizon. Another game I need to complete though. But definitely, first of all, that's actually in my opinion, Uncharted and Horizon Zero Dawn is like they're the most beautiful games on PS4.
I would agree with that, definitely.
I don't have PS4, so I can't really weigh in that much.
Moving on. We got Days Gone. I think I mentioned this game to you guys. It's kind of like a post-apocalyptic survival game. But the interesting thing about this game is that the way you can do a lot more instead of just shooting zombies. You can manipulate the world around you in the sense that you can command. I say that in quotes. The zombies to go to other regions, and we're not talking about 4 or 5 zombies at a time.
This is and they say like hundreds of zombies.
This is like a horde of zombies, and you have to use your environment to kind of manipulate it. There's moments where you have to walk past them and try to get to another objective, or there's moments where they're chasing you, and you have to use your environment. I think one of the things in the very first trailers before this one was that you're in like this logging mill, and you have to use you have to cut ropes to cut these logs down to where you kill a good bit of the horde so you can get a boost of speed because they can catch up with you easily. You have a gun, you can kill a couple stragglers, all this kind of stuff. You can use your environment. I'm really looking forward to this game. Probably not going to buy it day one because I got to see a little bit more to kind of know about it. But very interesting concept. Sony is doing a really good job. I'm positive that's an exclusive.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Yeah.
This is multiplayer, isn't it?
I think it's co-op. I want to say it is. I'm probably wrong there. I would have to look more into it.
If there's going to be multiplayer, it's going to be bare-boned.
Yeah.
Like, not that much. Like, if they're pouring so much into single player, that I've been seeing a lot
Monster Hunter Worlds?
Monster Hunter Worlds. It's like it's basically like, instead of mechanized monsters from Horizon, it's just actual monsters, basically. Like, similar to the same game, but like, set in the past.
I'm familiar with the Monster Hunter franchise because even though I don't own a Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Wii U, I am a loyal member and will always be to Nintendo's handheld products, and which means I have a Nintendo 2DS, 3DS, and I'm very familiar with it. I played a demo of one of the Monster Hunters on the 3DS. I enjoyed it. I just don't have time to play it since being handheld.
Yeah.
But now that it's coming to console, I'm definitely going to be looking into this. I just need to see a little bit more. I wasn't, fully like, yeah, take my money. you know,
You're intrigued.
I'm intrigued. So need to see a little bit more. And you know, it says early 2018. So
we'll get more as the time.
We'll
comes.
definitely get more. But it's a very cool concept bringing it to home console like that.
Yes.
And then I wasn't this next topic here. We're actually going through a list here, guys. And Shadow of the Colossus. I'm kind of with all the glory surrounding this game. I've actually never played it.
Have you played it, Jeremy?
I played a little bit of it back in the day. Yes.
Back in the PS2 days.
Didn't care for it.
Really?
Never cared.
Because I saw this and I was like, oh, it's another game being remade for PS4, which I thought was really cool. And then I was like, wow, I've only heard this name before. Let me look it up. I mean, the scores for this game, almost perfect for back in the day. And I'm like, wow, interesting. So I watched the trailer for it and I was like, huh, interesting. And, you know, there's this whole topic going on around there's no original ideas. It's all remasters with the slew of remasters we've had so far. But, I mean, think about it. Is that really a bad thing?
No, it's definitely not. And the fans are calling for it, too. I think, you know, it's not like the studios, you know, really care. You know, the fans, you have loyal fans that really want a remake and a high definition version of the game. You know, the game is supposed to be one of those epic, you know, action, you know, adventure games. Like I said, personally, I didn't care for it. I didn't know there was such a big cult following to it, but apparently there is. So maybe I'm wrong and something's wrong with me. But, you know, you can't deny that, you know, people love this game. So yes, you know, it calls for a remake.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the Gods of War remake coming out, or Gods of what? Is it Gods of War or is it Gods of War 4?
It's just
God of War.
It's just God of War.
And this is actually
is it a new game?
Yeah, it's a new game.
It's a sequel.
It's like, okay, we came up with a better name. Let's just take out the S and the number and put God.
No, it's always been God.